people really have to understand that what works for them doesn't mean it's the only way, my way or the highway. So I get quite a bit of hate from people telling me that I did it wrong if I lost muscle and bone by following a strict keto meal plan for so long. Well, I did. I lost a lot of muscle, and I lost bone mass. I mean, it said it. My biometric scale was telling me this, and it just didn't work for me. My body wants some carbs, and I know there's that cute little line people say. I think they got it from the chiropractor, Dr. Berg, that there's no essential carbohydrate. The body, there is no essential carbohydrate, and that's fine. And that's like telling a vegan, or vegan telling a carnivore you don't have to eat meat. Is the vegan right? Yeah, you don't have to eat meat. You can get what you need from plant-based proteins and from nuts and from vegetables and stuff like that. You don't have to eat carbohydrates. But everybody is different. We're all our own chemical lab. Some people respond better to, a lower carb, higher fat type meal plan. Some people don't. I didn't. My lifestyle, the way that I am, the money I can afford to put into groceries. I mean, come on. You're going to tell me that I'm going to have 250 grams of protein every day and then make up the rest with the fats that come from those proteins, and then supplement in fats like olive oil and avocado and butter and, MCT oil and things like that to make sure that I'm getting 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day. And that would break the bank, man. Who can afford that? But what if I just reduce down some of the fat, reduce down some of the protein to, 1.1, 1.2 grams per pound, and then turn around and supplement that loss of calories with fruits and vegetables? So you're going to tell me and everybody else that just eats what would be considered a sensible macro meal plan of, moderate fats, moderate carbs, and moderate to high protein, that's wrong because there's people like Dr. Berg and the chiropractor and that other infomercial guy that's out there all the time doing his infomercials for grass-fed, pasture-raised beef and all the infomercials that he does that makes him want to not push carbohydrates. So, look, there's not, unless you have issues, okay? If you have bodily issues, I get it. My wife has gastroparesis. She has autoimmune disease. She has a whole lot of crap going on. She has fibromyalgia. I mean, you name it, this chick has it. And she's been with dietitians that have been manipulating her meal plans and doing all this and giving her pills and doing all that. And it was when I took gluten out of her diet, not carbs, but gluten. When I took gluten out of her diet, that's when she started to respond, lose weight, lose the rock hard, puffy, gastroparesis induced stomach, and she started dropping the lbs. She started feeling good. And it's not that we went keto with her per se, it's we went gluten-free. When you go gluten-free, you're now removing a lot of bread, a lot of processed garbage, a lot of crap that causes weight gain. And gluten, to me, the way I understand gluten, it's like kitchen grease. And you keep pouring it down your kitchen sink. And it's not a big deal at first. But eventually, over the years, it builds up until you have a blockage. And that's just like gastroparesis. Her stomach wasn't able to move it out and process the foods properly, so then she would end up having constipation, diarrhea, which is constipation as well, but she wasn't getting the nutrients from the food. And she wouldn't be hungry because her stomach would always be bloated and full, but she wasn't getting the nutrients from the food. And it took about a week of going really gluten-free and monitoring what she ate and me making her meals for her, that everything got a lot better. A lot better. So, you know, strawberries and blueberries and pineapple, carrots and broccoli and sweet potato, baked potato, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, all those carbohydrates that you cannot eat if you are, I guess, keto or carnivore or whatever other diet name you want to call it, where you have to severely limit your carbohydrates. All those foods were naturally put on this earth for our bodies to consume. They're full of everything our bodies need. And then when you listen, and believe me, I've listened and I've watched probably almost every single Dr. Berg video that he has. And the end result of Dr. Berg is, this is bad. That's why you should go on my website and buy this supplement to make up for it. So we're going to go to a factory and we're going to put a pill in our mouth or a powder in our drink to make up for what God gave us to eat. The vitamins, the nutrients, the minerals, the fiber, all the things that are found in naturally occurred carbohydrates. What I mean by that is they grow naturally. If it breathes the air, whether it's carbon dioxide or oxygen, we eat it. Carrots, potatoes, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, fish, meat, eggs. All that food was put here for a reason. That was all put here for us to naturally consume with minimal preparation and get it in its best form. It's nearly impossible to abuse fruits and vegetables. Now, you do have your high fiber, high sugary fruits, but the high fiber is what slows down the sugar. See, you can still eat pineapples and not spike your blood sugar. Now, this is in a normally healthy person. Now, if you have, you know, diabetes and stuff like that, then you shouldn't be getting your nutrition advice from YouTube. You should be getting your nutrition advice from a licensed dietitian and a doctor that can monitor you. And your own knowledge of what's going on with your glucose levels, with your own monitoring. I would highly recommend that. But for somebody who's pretty normal, whose body can work through things, if you can't eat a bowl of, you know, a low-fat cottage cheese with some pineapple, if you can't eat that because that would go against your meal plan for the definition of health and weight loss or fat loss, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. There's something wrong with that meal plan. Blueberries don't make people fat. Blueberries are, what is it, 0.8 calories per blueberries? 0.8 calories. Not even a calorie. 0.8 calories for one blueberry. So you're going to tell me that a palm full of blueberries thrown into your morning breakfast or just enjoyed on something, low-fat yogurt or something like that, is bad. A handful of blueberries, that's going to be about 30 calories. That's going to be about 8 grams of carbohydrates. People are going to say that that's bad. That goes against their meal plan. They can't have it. Yeah, but what about all the antioxidants? What about all the amazing studies that show how good blueberries are for us? Well, that's okay because I can take a supplement. So you're going to take a supplement made in a factory from people you don't know with ingredients you've never heard of. over taking a handful of naturally occurring fibers and antioxidants and carbohydrates and stuff like that. That's your rationale. Because why? Because a chiropractor and an infomercial clown say to while they're pushing their supplements. Guys, do things because it works for you. Make sure you try everything. But don't sell yourself short, okay? If you had a lifestyle, a Western diet lifestyle of occasional fast food, occasional pizza, occasional out to Olive Garden style restaurants, you know, and you add all that up, occasionally that becomes your lifestyle, all right? Once a week out to dinner on a Friday night with the family. There's nothing really good in an out to eat dinner. You're not going to go to a restaurant and eat healthy. You might be able to limit some of the things you get. You can go against, you know, the macaroni and cheese, and you can get the green beans. But I promise you, those green beans are soaked in butter, probably sugar, and other things that make them look good and taste good when you're eating them, right? But if you weren't doing that, and then all of a sudden you go to like a keto style meal plan where you start cutting everything out, yeah, you're going to lose a lot of weight, a lot of body water, especially in the first week. But the reason why you're losing weight isn't because you're following keto and you cut blueberries out. It's because you're no longer eating the shit that you were occasionally eating. You see, that is what you need to realize. If keto or carnivore or paleo or this or that is what's going to motivate you to do better and eat better and feel better, then I support you 100%. Do it. But if you think you have to do keto or carnivore or paleo or whatever the latest craze is, because you think that that's the only way to a healthy you, then I say that's a shame, because it's not. You can very easily get the same results on any of all the meal plans as you can with any of all the other meal plans if you're following a sensible diet, right? As long as you are consuming less calories than you are expending. Now, that can be consuming keto calories, carnivore calories, or ice cream and pizza. The problem is, a pizza is going to be like 1,800 calories. If you sit down and eat a medium pizza for dinner, you're probably going to, you're probably eating what, 12 to 1,800 calories in just that meal? Did you have anything else throughout the day? Did you have creamer in your coffee? Did you have anything at lunch? Did you graze a little? Did you snack a little? Did you have a trail mix of sweet and salty peanuts and raisins? That's big time calories right there with the peanuts. The point is, when you remove all of that garbage and you eat sensibly, so like an English muffin with a little bit of butter, a couple eggs, and some turkey bacon. If you do that for breakfast, you do a decent lunch, something, I don't know. You can go to Chipotle, right? Go to Chipotle and you can get, tell them you want brown rice, half a serving of the rice. That way you don't eat too much. You're still going to pay, but you just tell them you want a half a serving of brown rice, double chicken, tomato salsa, and a half a serving of guacamole. You're going to pay the whole price, but a half a serving of guacamole. Now, that's not even a 600 calorie lunch. It's packed with protein, very little carbohydrate, and really good healthy fats from the avocado. It's going to fill you up. It's going to give you energy. The rice is going to help sustain you. The protein's going to help sustain you and keep you full. The fat from the avocado is going to help sustain you and keep you full. And it might even get you all the way to dinner, where you have a decent dinner. A sweet potato with maybe a little butter, maybe a little dash of cinnamon, which is really good for your blood sugar. 6 ounce, 8 ounce steak or chicken, something like that, right? And then some type of a green, some type of a vegetable, whatever. You got good carbs, a little bit of fat from the butter, a little bit of fat from the meat, depending on what meat you choose. Maybe it's a salmon, right? You're not going to bust your calories. You're moderate fat, you're low to moderate carbs, but you're not like keto, and you're not having like bread and pasta and like big time swelling your gut, gluten-laden carbohydrates. If you notice, everything that I said to you today, nothing that I'm saying right now for breakfast, lunch, or dinner has gluten. So, you know, if you eat like that and you keep your calories below what your wearable is saying that you're spending, I promise you, you're going to lose weight, you're going to lose fat, and if you train properly, you're going to maintain or gain muscle. You don't have to follow a meal plan. And when somebody says, I was doing this, but these are the results I had, so I had to stop, that doesn't mean that they're doing it wrong. It just means it didn't work for them and their lifestyle. There is no right or wrong. And so I ask you guys, don't be so focused on yourself and what you think is the holy grail, because perhaps a chiropractor who sells a supplement or a muscly looking fitness model who has an infomercial as a part of every video he uploads. What's his name? Jason? Not Jeff Cavalier, but that other guy, that fitness model dude. Every video is an infomercial for a product or for a discount code or for something. In fact, Dr. Berg, the chiropractor, not a licensed dietitian or nutritionist, did a couple videos with this other infomercial clown. And that's all he does is infomercials. It's everything that he does is a study that will support the infomercial. And so I even asked him, I called him out in one of his videos. I said, the company that you're doing this infomercial for, did they give you this data to read? Or is this research you did that is a coincidence that this company is now pushing a product that goes with this research? Because it's hilarious how this guy will do a video, talk about grass-fed beef and the benefits of it, and then say, oh, by the way, this video is sponsored by such and such, or by Kettle and Crook, or whatever the hell they're called, Kettle and Fire collagen, or Kettle and Fire bone something, whatever, right? All of those sponsors, he'll have studies to show how bone broth does this and that and this and that and this and that. And oh, by the way, if you use discount code such and such, Kettle and Fire will give you a such and such. And it's like, wait a minute, what a coincidence. What a coincidence. So all this shit is a scam, guys. It's a scam to separate you from your money and to build a religion of followers, a cult of followers for one style of eating versus the other. And it's a shame, because like the shorts that I put up earlier, I put 200 grams of 2% cottage cheese in a Tupperware container, and then I put 100 grams of fresh cut pineapple on top of the cottage cheese. And I looked right at the camera and I said, if your meal plan says you cannot eat this, I feel bad for you. And I do. And I used to live like that. I used to follow a strict keto. And I will never do that again. And guess what? I feel healthier than I've ever felt. I'm fuller than I've ever been full. When I say fuller, I mean my muscles. I'm fuller. I have more body water according to my biometric scale, which is good. I have more protein according to my biometric scale, which is good. I have more lean muscle according to my biometric scale, which is good. My body weight is still right about the same as to what I was when I was on keto. And my metabolic age says I'm 5 years younger than what I should be. I'm turning 53 and the scale says my metabolic age is 48. I'm turning 53 Sunday in a few days. So I didn't go the wrong way when I got off keto. I went, in my opinion, the right way. I went the way I needed to go. I needed to look fuller. I needed to look thicker. I needed to look less sickly. If you want an example of what I mean by looking sickly, I ask you to look up the latest videos of Mark Wahlberg training and his training regimen with this new meal plan and workout plan that he has. He looks sick. He looks sad. It looks like the end of Mark Wahlberg. And I don't say that in joy, like I'm right. I say it as in Marky Mark. You know, I grew up with Marky Mark, with listening to his music and then his movies. There's not a Mark Wahlberg movie out I haven't seen probably 10 times and thoroughly enjoy. And look forward to future movies with Mark Wahlberg. But when I see how he looks right now, he looks like the end of Mark Wahlberg. I don't know if that's healthy. So be it. He doesn't look healthy. He looks like he's in hospice and like he's barely getting down his pudding. And that sucks. But you know what? If that's what makes him happy and that's what's working for him and that's the direction he wants to go, so be it. I personally would like to give that man some fruits and vegetables and some fiber and see if we can get his body to pump up a little bit, maybe not look so sick. And you know, when you look at the comment section from one of them videos, I mean, there wasn't a single compliment in there, and I couldn't believe it. That's Mark Wahlberg. He was always, you know, cut and thick and looked good, and now he looks like he's from a third world country who can't get nutrition. And he's following a particular meal plan that very much limits what he eats. And I can't get behind that. I just can't. I followed it too. And my wife was like, no, I don't like the way you look. She's like, you look like a skeleton. You look like skin and bones. I'm like, yeah, but I got a six-pack. She's like, I don't care. You look terrible. You look sick. And everybody would come over and be like, are you all right? And I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine. And, you know, now people are like, oh, wow, look at you. I still have a six-pack. Right? Only now I got bigger, thicker, puffier muscles. I'm stronger. I have more energy. I'm not sore. My joints aren't sore. And all I did is I put natural carbs back in my diet. Not processed carbs and not gluten. So that doesn't mean I'm right. It just means it worked for me. And whatever works for you, I want you to keep doing it. But if you're starting to feel like there's something wrong or like you're missing out, then I want you to know you can have some pineapple, man. You can have some strawberries and some bananas and some fruit that you are probably craving. You can have some vegetables. You could dip some vegetables in some low-fat Greek yogurt and enjoy that during a football game. You don't have to eat pork rinds. You don't have to eat beef jerky. No, man, you can take a pickle and wrap some turkey around it, deli meat, and eat that as a snack, right? You could do that. You can make a little hors d'oeuvres tray, cut a pickle up, you know, wrap it and then cut it and lay them down with little toothpick. So you grab a toothpick and it has a slice of pickle wrapped with turkey, and just kill it. Drag it through mustard if you want. Just kill a couple of those. Have a little side of pork rinds if you like it. You know, all natural pork rinds. They have to be the no flavor. Because if you have flavor, you have maltodextrin, you're going to have wheat flour, you're going to have gluten. So, nope. Just natural pork rinds. But, I mean, you're talking about all that fat, and you're talking about a little bit of protein. And for what? Because you're craving something. You're craving something. But you can go ahead and throw down some popcorn. It's got carbs. But you could throw down some popcorn. You could throw down, let me see, what else? They have vegetable chips. They have cauliflower chips. You got to be careful. Stay away from the gluten, the wheat flour, you know. You could throw down with fresh fruit, a fruit platter. Just be careful what you dip in, because there's going to be gluten in the dip, depending on what they use. But, I mean, just some strawberries. Some bananas, some pineapple, you know, 1/4 cup of each. 3/4 cup of fruit. If you can't eat 3/4 cup of fruit while enjoying a football game, and throw down some pork rinds and a little bit of water or something, or diet soda, which I don't drink diet anything. I don't drink sucralose or any of that crap, because it's bad for your gut. But you know, you can do that. And I promise you, a handful of blueberries never made anybody fat. Never. So, just think about what I'm saying, man. Everybody, you know, get along, support each other, and don't ever say that somebody's doing it wrong because you think you're doing it right. Because if you think you're doing it right, I can prove to you you're doing it wrong according to what I need and the results that I had. And I will never be wrong as long as I am going in the direction that I want to go. As you will never be wrong as long as you're going in the direction that you want to go. So that's it. That's it. Just keep your mind open. And if you're starting to get second thoughts about whatever meal plan you're on, start experimenting. See how you feel. Ask questions. And yeah, hope to see you guys on the next one.